So, Amanda, what is the crack?
Not much. How are you getting on?
I am fantastic, mate. Thanks for asking. Look, I'm really glad you could come on here and talk about really what's been happening since you walked out of the doors of Elite. Let's start right there. When was this? When did you complete? And what's been happening?
So it was 5 years ago. Doesn't feel like that long ago, but yeah, 5 years ago I walked out the doors. Actually, near more or less to the date. So I finished up 5 years ago, and it was a summer course that I had done. I did the 6 weeks intensive course 5 years ago. Can you hear everything okay here?
100%, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, and ever since, I suppose, the last 2.5 years, I have been working in, I've been managing a gym in Roscommon, so Full Body Workhouse. It's a semi-private run gym. Previous to that, I was working in a leisure centre for 2 years, and I was just kind of doing bits and bobs before that. So I kind of went into work more or less straight away after Elite. And I suppose now at the moment I'm in what you could call more or less my dream job. I'm really, really loving that in Body Workhouse here in Roscommon. And I'm also doing a little bit of online coaching, and I do a little bit of nutrition on the side then as well. So I'm kept busy.
Daily. Well, that sounds like you're definitely busy, all right, mate. What's your average day look like then? I mean, you've created a career of fitness in that space of time. So, well, like, what does your average day look like? And was this what you envisaged happening?
So average day starts at about 5:30. Actually, probably earlier because I'm on the road for about 40 minutes before I get to work at 6. If you don't like early mornings, don't know if the fitness industry is definitely for somebody. Yeah, so average day starts at 6. I am in the gym from 6 until 2, between training, managing the gym, nutrition plans, etc., etc. My normal 8-hour shift. After that, I train myself. As I said, about 40-minute commute I'm on at the moment. So after that, then I do maybe an hour, 2 hours of online coaching work, followed by, at the moment, I am studying a nutrition course and a pre and postnatal coaching course. So I'm studying a little bit on the side at the moment as well. So days are pretty long, but I do enjoy them, really, really enjoy them. Everything I do, I really love.
Gotcha. And like, how does that compare to what you were doing before? Like, remind me. I can't even remember what you were at before this. Was this
Oh
your?
God. So I studied nutrition in UCD for 4 years, and when I finished, there was absolutely no jobs in the fitness industry. Well, in the nutrition side that I wanted, should I say, like there was lots of jobs in labs and stuff like that, but it was just not something that I wanted to do. So I came out of college, and for about a year to a year and a half after I came out of UCD, I was working as a waitress. I was working in the job that I would have started when I was 16. And yeah, that was all I was doing. So I was full-time waitressing, and I suppose I was just absolutely sick of it. I had always known I wanted to be in the health and fitness industry, but I wanted to do nutrition as part of that and not like just going into a job for the sake of it. So that's when I decided to do the full-time fitness instruction and personal training course in Elite. So yeah, compared to waitressing, yes, much, much more better. No comparison.
Right, gotcha. Now, look, I know a lot of people that will probably be watching this is going to be the kind of person who's where you were back then, where you've got this idea in your head that you want to do something with fitness. But I suppose going against a lot of advice, sometimes that's where people have to go when they're thinking about fitness as a career, because a lot of people in your circle will tell you it's not a real job, or the fitness industry is saturated, or you could have your own internal fears like, shit, am I even good enough for this? I mean, tell me, does any of that sound familiar to you?
I'll be totally honest with you. Like, I probably didn't have the same sort of fears that other people had. When I got into the industry, it definitely wasn't saturated, number one. Like, you know, I think I got into it before people do call it a little bit of a craze now at the moment. But let's be honest, like, fitness is something that's going to be needed always. Like, it's not just it's booming now. Like, you're always going to need the fitness industry in some form or another. So I really didn't have that fear. Plus, because I've always been interested, I've always like thought that would be where I'd end up. I probably didn't have the fear as much as other people. But there are a lot of crap personal trainers, a lot of crap fitness instructors out there. There's a lot of crap in the fitness industry. So it's really about making it your own, and about like going with your ethics, what you think is the right thing, being like, being responsible for your own self and what you believe is the right thing in the fitness industry, because there is a lot of crap out there. So I probably didn't have the fears the same way other people might have. It was just the way I felt about it. I felt really strongly that it was going to work.
Love it. Okay, well, like, here's the thing. It's not easy though. I mean, and here's what the other thing. You said there's a lot of shit out there. There's a lot of crap. There's a lot of crap in every industry too, isn't there? Like,
yeah,
so
absolutely.
No different. There's shit dentists. I mean, there's shitty doctors too. Shitty.
You said it.
Right. So the fitness industry is really no different. It is what you make it, but it's not easy. And like, coming on and doing these interviews, like we've done quite a few of them here. And what's unique is everybody's been really real. They've been authentic and talking about like the struggles and the things that they faced in building, either like with you, it's a career. Not everybody wants to open their own gym, and that's difficult. Not everybody should open their own gym. But even building a career for yourself is difficult, and you would have come up against challenges, I'm sure. Have you come up against any challenges to get where you are?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Like, as you said yourself, like, nothing good comes without struggle. Like, when I finished in Elite, I actually went out and played a football game like a month later and tore my ACL in my knee. 3 months later, I had surgery, like a really important, but like, pretty intense surgery. So I was actually a trainer who couldn't train. So that was a really hard start to my fitness career as a personal trainer. So that was up until, I'd say, about January. So I had finished in Elite at the end of June, and up until about January, I actually couldn't train anybody. So yeah, that was really hard. I then went on to like do boot camps, which initially were really good. I got great feedback from them initially, but that kind of fizzled out. And then finally I got a full-time job in a leisure centre, which, look, for me, it wasn't the ideal place to work, but it gave me so much experience, that I was able to then look for the job that I'm in now, and I had gathered so much experience from the leisure centre for that. I missed out on job opportunities that I was well qualified for, like things like apprenticeships with boss schemes. So like, no, it's not easy, but it is worth it. It's just persistence. Like, you just have to keep persistent, and like, eventually the right position for you will come along. Like, I had to do the dirty work. I had to do free gigs, whatever it was, to try and get my name out there, to try and build up a rapport. And it did take a while, but 5 years on, I'm happy out.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Like, you've been able to use fitness to make a career for yourself, where now you're in a solid, actual, real, proper career. And I'm sure at some stage, like all of us, you're told fitness isn't a real job. I mean, it's a hobby. It can't be a profession. Would you agree? Would you have heard that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So sorry now. I do apologize. So you're saying that people will say that it's a hobby, or that you feel that it's a hobby?
A lot of people, well, like in my experience, I thought it was a hobby. I didn't actually think you could make a real career out of fitness. And I'm sure some of the people that are watching this, who are sort of at that side where they're thinking about maybe taking this on as a career, they're hearing that kind of thing too. Kind of like to be hearing the fitness industry saturated.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of that shit about it, right?
Yeah, and let's be honest, like, just because you like your job, like, it's actually as if people think that you just are supposed to hate your job. Like, the reason it's so great and the reason that people don't think that it can be a full-time job or a career is because it's enjoyable and people actually like doing it. Like, I love coming into my job. Like, you know, I could be hungover on a Monday morning and I still want to be here, you know? And I think that that's the problem. I think people just feel you need to hate your job and that's a normal job. But like, actually enjoying it and having it as a profession is amazing. Like, yeah, it can be a hobby, brilliant if you want to have it as a hobby. But of course it can be a profession and of course it can be a career.
Hold on a second. Michaela. Yeah. The cleaner's coming in. It's better just be rubbing here. Shit, needs done. But here, one of the things I want to talk to you about, like, is you just said that the industry today is not the same as when you started. Like, there is a lot of people thinking about getting into it, which is great. Like you already mentioned, fitness is not going away. Everybody needs to have a coach. I have a coach, and there's always going to be people to train. But like, do you think trainers, if they're like, for young trainers, people who are getting into it, what could they do if they were thinking about getting into the industry? What things should they be thinking about to make sure that they're actually going to make a success out of personal training? Have you any advice to give young trainers?
So 8-hour days don't build success. You need to be putting in the effort outside of your 8-hour day. You need to be putting in, like, you might have to do some pre-gigs, whatever it is you need to do to get the success out of the career that you have. So like, the biggest one I think is the 8 hours. Like, you know, you won't build a successful career on 8 hours a day. You need to be putting in the extra time. Persistence is key. Like, as I said to you, I was applying for jobs, I was interviewing for jobs, and Sean, like, I was so overqualified for them. I don't mean that like I'm so cocky, but I was so overqualified for these jobs and I wasn't getting them. And then I went out and I asked for this job that I have now, and I'm here 2.5 years. I'm running a successful business. You know, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Like, you can be the best in the industry, but if you're not putting in the extra hours, if you're not putting in the extra shifts, if you're not continuously educating yourself, if you're not doing all the extras outside of just getting your degree or getting your certification, whatever it is, you need to be putting in the extra hours outside of that. And that's what success is about. It's not as simple as just doing the course. It's not as just simple as doing a couple of courses, setting up an online sort of, I'll do a little bit of online coaching. Like, you know, it's a lot more than that. It's a lot of hard graft, and it's early mornings, it's late evenings, but you get there in the end, and it's worth it.
Love that. Funny, like, everybody that I've interviewed has said the exact same thing, Amanda. I mean, there's an awful lot of stuff on Instagram or social media by, you know, promoted by people that suppose we want you to believe this because it's in their interest. If you believe this, that it's really simple. All you need to do is get like whatever course off Groupon for 50 quid, and then you can just do this online trainer academy thing, and you're going to be sitting on a hammock sipping a mojito while you send a couple of emails a day, and you're going to have a 6-figure business.
Oh my God, absolutely not. I actually just saw something there today, and it was saying anybody that thinks that they're going to build an online coaching website or portal or whatever it may be and have never worked on a gym floor, you're in for failure, to be honest with you. If you have not done those early mornings, if you've not done those long days, if you've not had personal contact with people, I don't see how you're going to have or run a successful online coaching course, online coaching portal, whatever it is. It's not that easy, definitely not. But it's still enjoyable.
Yeah, I love that. That's mad because like everybody said the exact same thing, and it is everywhere. It's like this 6-figure thing. And look, I think there are some people who should definitely go on and open businesses. Some people should. That's maybe the route for them. But not everybody needs to have their own business, or not. There you are. You've got a really good career. You didn't have to go out and open your own gym. And I think this is sold to people. And look, it's down to Gary Vee or whoever. And I'm not blaming him, but like, it's that whole, you know, you've got to be hustling, you've got to be an entrepreneur, or otherwise, you know, you're never going to succeed. I mean, I don't think that's true, and it's selling people a false dream. What do you reckon?
Absolutely, definitely. And like, let's be honest, like, you know, I'm like more or less living the dream. I'm managing a successful business. I get the run of the place without having owned it. You know, the owner gives me kind of free reign on what to do within the business. So I think I'm getting the best of both worlds, really. Like, I haven't had to invest fully into a business and have this business ownership name over myself, but yet I'm still running a very successful business. So
Yeah.
like, definitely not. Like, you know, you don't even have to be a manager if you're just a trainer, if you're just a coach within somewhere. It's really dependent on the person. Like, you know, owning a business, running a business, it's a lot of time, and it's, you know, a lot of commitment, a lot of extra, yeah. Yeah, so like, you know, this way you can have your career, you can enjoy it, and not have all those added extras that come along with owning a business.
Yeah, gotcha. Another thing that I like that you said there, which is what a couple of other guys that I've interviewed here, because like I've been going back, I'm basically talking to a lot of people who, like yourself, have a fantastic career in fitness without the need to have your own gym, without the need to add that complexity and stress and worry and risk, you know, because look, we've been guilty of this. We celebrated a lot of people who did go out and open their own gyms. And it was really just to show people that, look, it is possible. I mean, because a lot of people are afraid that it's never going to work. And we were sort of saying, like, well, look what it is actually possible. But then we forgot about, like, yeah, Jesus, not everybody wants to. So it was important to come back and see, from your point of view, well, what were you trying to achieve? And like, you were trying to live the dream, do what you wanted to do, which is be immersed in the coaching experience on the floor, be part of people's wins and the results from, you know, what they were getting back from you being their coach. That's the cool bit for you, without the need for the risk and stuff. But what's funny is, all of you said, like, when you do your course, it's not the end. Continue professional development's where it's at. You've got to keep learning. All of you
Absolutely.
said that.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's and it should be the same in every industry, in every job. You know, like, you don't just go to college, you don't just get a certification, you don't just get a diploma, whatever it is, and then just go out into your job and just expect that 10 years later that it's all going to be the same. Especially within the fitness industry, things have just progressed and changed so much. So if you're not keeping up with the times, if you're not educating yourself, you're not really keeping up with the training, and you're not keeping up with the health and fitness industry, because it is always changing. There's always new research coming out, there's always new science coming out, and you really do have to keep up with that. You have to keep educating yourself, be it through extra courses, through reading, whatever it is. You just have to keep going with it. It's not just as simple as, there's your course, see you later.
Gotcha. Now, last thing I want to finish on, and this is just because, like, we've went back through like 5 years with you today. I've had John Smith on earlier on, even had Carl Doyle, you know, right back to 2011, because like a lot of people would have this to say about Elite. And I'm not saying that, you know, because you went Elite, we own your success. You own your success. But I'm just touching back with all of the people, because one of the things we get hit with is, oh, your course is 6 weeks long. I'd love to see where your people are 6 years down the line. And that's the other reason we're contacting you guys, to see like where you are. And it's phenomenal to see, like, you are, you know, managing facilities, opening your own gyms. You know, some guys are online coaches. Like, uniquely, everybody's doing incredibly well. You know, and I want to say, like, do you think there's a commonality there? Do you think was there something that we did, or was it just the kind of people we attracted? What, if you had to put your finger on it, what would you say was unique about what you did here at Elite?
So I felt super confident coming out of Elite, going into the fitness industry. I was just so confident. The amount of effort that's put in on your side, the amount of course content that you cover, you know, it's not just as simple as your anatomy, physiology. You cover the nutrition side, you cover the business side, you cover all the fundamentals. Not only that, but I've actually hired 2 other elite graduates as well. So of the 5 of us working here, 3 of us are actually elite graduates. So I just find that not only for myself, that I found, obviously, I was so comfortable going into the fitness industry with my knowledge and having graduated in Elite, but I actually feel that the people that come out of Elite are just really, you know, top quality trainers, and they have that good grasp, they have that good knowledge, and the course content is just so relatable to the health and fitness industry these days, you know. So yeah, definitely. I think that coming out of there, I was super confident. I really felt I was able to go into the fitness industry. I felt more than enough. I covered more than enough. And as I said, I've hired 2 Elite graduates since.
Really? And are they doing well?
They're doing very well. 2 boys. Yeah, they're doing great.
Good shit. Good shit. Well,
Yeah.
mate, what's the rest of the afternoon look like for you?
So I have a little bit of online coaching, and then I have football training later. I still haven't given that up, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah. Well, how's the knee? How's the knee?
Well, great, actually. Touch wood. Absolutely great. Yeah, like I've actually had no problems with it since. Because I look after myself and I look after it. You know, that's the problem. A lot of people don't.
Good shit, mate. I may take a leaf out of your book because I fucked my own knee up and it's been ongoing since 2 years now. I can hardly run. It's breaking me balls, it is.
It's really annoying. Knees and joints are really, really annoying. I have Achilles tendonitis now in both my Achilles, but that's just from football. Just pure and utter. Like,
so you know, you're getting on in years now and all. I mean, you're catching up to me.
I know. As one of my friends said, actually, it's not old age. It's actually just the mileage. See,
right.
I'm like a 19-year-old and I could have loads of miles. Like, it's just a 28-year-old with loads of miles, unfortunately.
Few miles on the clock. Mate, thanks a million for doing that today.
No problem at all. Thank you.
Great having you on. We'll see you again soon. Cheers, mate.
Talk to you soon. Bye.